Hello YouTube. In this tutorial, objective will be to create base template so that our index page and any other custom and dynamically generated page can inherit from that base template. Now, over time, we will learn also how to split that base template into parts for navigation, header, and for analytic code or advertising or additional navigation, we will put that into footer. Yeah, basically the common part of today's websites. So let's go to our editor, and in templates folder we will create a new file which will be base.html. Now of course you can use any other name, but base is self-explanatory. So to save ourselves a little bit of time, I will just use really the really simplest possible version of HTML5 page. Now this means that we are working with HTML5. The language on a page will be in English. The character set will be UTF-8, which means that if your language is not English, there is a great chance that all modern browsers will correctly render that specific local content, I mean characters. So UTF-8 is great for that. Now the title is really not important, and actually the whole section here is not, whole head section is not important here. Really simple HTML stuff. So of course in an ordered list inside of our body tag we will create navigation using individual LIs. So we need link on every page to home page, and there is also a couple of other links we need to have. The next one will be new post, and also we need to use administrative Django panel to use it to edit, delete and update our posts. So the only custom kind of thing we are using here, because this is our first simple Django CMS, is actual addition of new posts, and we will learn how to do that. But of course we need to understand basics of dynamic navigation and blocks of content. So admin, and let's save our page. And now you will probably say, when I save this and when I go to our page, index page, when I refresh, I will see everything here and also navigation. But let me just do that. So that happens, but where is navigation? So the thing is that in every page that is custom page, in this case that is index.html and many others that will be dynamically generated, we need to explicitly say that we will inherit from base template. So in Django, this is how we gonna do that. Up here, because this is, you must do this at the top of the page. So the syntax is very simple, like down there. You need to say extends from where base.html. So that's it. You don't need to say down there end extends or end base template. No. This is just like including PHP, right? So you don't need to close anything. Now when I refresh, what will happen? Interesting. Why we don't see actual listing and we see navigation? Well, the reason is there is that blocks of content that we need to specify in Django. Why? Well, base template is base template, and there is a lot of generic things that you can put here. Now, when you create customize a page, you need to have some way to override that thing if you need it, when you need it, from base template, and you will use blocks of content. Now the name for the blocks is up to you, but this is general syntax. So let me just use, for example, here, or no, up here, down the body tag, block for site name. How to create it? Like this. Block. You will always use block. You must use block. Now, name is up to you. So, site name. Now, when you have opened it, you need to close it. Okay. how to state that, and block. Okay. Now, of course, we need some generic site name here. So h1 and my site name or something stupid like that. Now, when you go to your index page and when you click refresh, up here you need to see that generic site name. See, it works. So question, how to define custom site name or custom page name? And that's the objective of block of content. Well, go to your index page and up here, for example, up from h1, let's use block with the same name, block site name, and let's close it like end block. That must be concatenated, and here we will say custom, uppercase, custom page title. Yeah, so that's the simplest possible scenario. Now when we refresh our page, yes, there is generic stuff in base template, but because we define that thing into index.html, which is custom page, our custom page, now we will see custom results here. If I didn't create any kind of mess. Refresh, and there you go. Now, why did I tell you this? Because of that listing here. So, let's change first. Let's delete it because I don't want to confuse ourselves. Okay, I will delete this block. We don't need it. We understand those blocks now. Okay, now not up, but down there, we will create block dedicated for listing. So block listing, which will be empty, and block. Now, why we can have it here empty and fulfilled in index.html page? Because this is enough. Assumption is if you leave some empty block here, that means that you know that you will change them for your own reasons into customized individual pages, which in our case is index.html page or any other page that will be dynamically generated. So where I was mentally, yeah, we need to go to index page and see this block. We need to enclose it into our general block, and then this will be activated. This will override that thing into base template, but that thing in a base template will exist if we create any other page that needs a custom block. So I'm just gonna shut up and yeah. So block, what was the name? Listing? I think listing. And of course we need to close it down there. And block concatenated. So let me just, for simplicity reason, have that, separated. Maybe it's easy for you to understand. So our for loop is inside of our listing block. So this is custom block where we are actually doing something concrete, and this is like generic empty block. Okay, so I think that I have created everything nice. There you go. So that's cool stuff. Now the reason because you don't see those block of for h1 is because we deleted. So we have concrete stuff here. The navigation and listing working completely fine. So what is the moral of the story? If you have block in base template, you can have it empty, but then you need to state what concretely you want to do into individual pages. My advice is to, if you have block, and you will have them over time a lot, fulfill them with some general content that is easy to understand for you into development. And of course, as you are finishing your website, you will everything have polished. Not polished, but polished. you know. So yeah, I think that's pretty much enough for one tutorial. Objective in next tutorial will be to understand dynamic navigation, and then we will split base template into header and footer. Yeah, so I'm gonna shut up. Thank you for watching, for support, and see you next tutorial.